I always feel threatened when I tell someone what I'm doing or what I want to do. When I tell someone, oh, this is the vision I'm working on, this is the goal I'm working on, this is the dream that I have and I'm working on, I always feel threatened. In GSS3, a friend of mine asked me what I want to do when I grow up. And it was that moment that I realized I was not even comfortable telling her what I want to do. And then I was not 100% sure, but what was in my mind was just to help people, and especially women, because then I so much love my girls. I so much love women. I just wanted to do something for girls. So I thought I want to be a gynecologist. I want to be a woman's doctor, something like that. Like, everybody coming to my office when I'm a doctor, they are women, and I'm talking to them. I'm telling them, oh, take this drug, oh, do this. So I'm the type of doctor that they will say, oh, I would rather speak with Dr. Olufayo, please. Call Dr. Olufayo for me. That was what was in my head. So I told this friend that, yeah, I want to become a gynecologist when I grow up. And she was like, oh, cool, that's nice. And I could remember we were on assembly ground one day, and when our assembly hall one day, and we had like a random, on Fridays, we used to have programs like Jets Club, Farmers Club, Young Farmers. We used to have different debate and all, but there will be like an icebreaker at the beginning. So since we're in GS3 and we're the ones going to SS1, they decided to ask us, GS3 students, what would you like to do when you grow up? What course do you want to study? What do you want to do? And this friend of mine, she raised up her hand and she said, I would like to become a gynecologist. Oh my God. That particular day, I felt so bad. It was as if I had sold my dream to someone else. Like, it made me feel, oh my God, why did I tell her? Now she's carrying my dream on her head. Now she's carrying my dream on her head. Will I be able to do it again? I was scared. I did not confront her for that. Even after she came to meet me and she said, oh my God, Ebu, thank you so much. What you told me that you wanted to do, you wanted to study gynecology, it really inspired me, and that's what I'm also going to go for. And I'm like, oh wow, that's so nice. And that moment, my heart actually felt warm. That wow, so what I actually just said inspired her. And in fact, I was not 100% sure then. By the time I got to SS1, our summer coaching, I firstly went to art class. I wanted to do law. I was not 100% sure, but I just thought that gynecology would be cool, and it's something that I can do. I love women, and I love like the health space. That's why I just put one or two together and said, oh, doctor for girls, for women, what are they called? Give me a name, let me just work with it. And that's why I just worked with it then. And now I'm not even studying medicine. I'm studying nursing, though still on the way. But I don't even want to become a doctor doing gynecology. You understand? It's something entirely different now. But then it felt like a threat to me, telling someone that is what I want to do. And the fact that I experienced it firsthand, that she just picked it up from there and said that she also wanted to do it. Gosh, it felt somehow. So I think after then, I felt better. If I wanted to tell someone what I was doing or what a vision is, what a goal is, I know what to say. I know who I can tell. I know who I should not tell. I know when to just swallow my words and keep quiet. But that's not the problem. That exactly is not the problem. What the problem is the timing and the season. Yes, that is not the problem. Telling it, saying it, it's not 100% the problem. The problem is the timing and the season. And that is why we are going to be looking at a very special character today, Joseph. Walk with me. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Anytime you are listening to this, and my name is Ebumoluwa Olufayo, and I am her host. Yes, and this is the Colors and Light podcast, and here we talk about everything life, God, transitioning, seasons, every single thing, and everything in between. And yes, in fact, sometimes I can just come on here and come and gist. Yes, if you are listening for the first time, welcome. This is the Colors and Light podcast, and it's also amazing to have you here. This is our 20-something episode. I'm not even counting any longer. This should be the 22nd episode, yes. And we're having a series, and this is the second episode of that series. We're having a series presently, the 7 pillars. The 7 pillars means we're going to have 7 major characters. Every character is major in the Bible. We're going to have 7 characters from the Old Testament, and we're going to talk about them for a period of 7 weeks. Then we move to the New Testament sometime later. So presently, we are working on the Old Testament. We had a test episode where we talked about Israel, and it was amazing. So we decided to have an entire series having 7 episodes. So yeah, last week we talked about Abraham. We talked about his faith. Abraham is known as the father of faith. And we talked about his obedience, how he was able to obey regardless of everything surrounding it. He waited so long before he was able to get to have a child, and even after that, God told him to slaughter that child, and he was ready to do it. What sort of obedience is that? So yes, we talked about the faith, the obedience, and everything. So you can listen to episode 21. That's the second episode for the series, 7 Pillars, Old Testament edition. Yeah, that's basically all the information you need. So let's get right into today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about Joseph, and I want us to talk about Joseph from the aspect of his vision and the fact that he communicated it with his brothers and what happened afterward. Joseph's story, I feel like people don't talk about it so much, but there is so much to learn from Joseph. Joseph was a visionary, and he was very, very loud about his vision. He was so sure. There are sometimes that we also have that knowledge that from the beginning you can boldly know that this is where I'm going to and nothing will stop me. Some of us are like that we've had prophecies when we're younger. Somebody will just prophesy that this child is going to be great and all. And though we don't have people walk around and say that now, but imagine someone just comes to you and say, when I was younger, they told me I'm going to be a great person. Trust me 100%, I'm going to be great. Something like that. It's weird, right? But then, sometimes, most of the times, we are also always very bold and very sure of the vision that we carry. And when we are not, it's from the place of the fear of, hope it's not too big, hope I'm not going to fail at it, will I be able to carry it? But Joseph, he was the dreamer. He was a dreamer. Like, he had the opportunity, and he did not quit dreaming. Yes, even when everything around him said he should, he did not quit dreaming. And the vision he had, the purpose that he had attracted, it cost him pain. It attracted pain for him before it could even bet its power. And still, he did not give up on that. Yes. So I'm going to be talking about Joseph, how he survived the vision that he carried, the dream he had, interacting with his brothers. Then he was thrown into the pit before he was taken to the land where he was able to travel. Yeah. So Joseph's story begins in Genesis 37. He was young and he was loved, he was chosen. Remember that his father made him a coat of many colors and he was also envied by his brother. He had a dream that one day he was going to rule, and that dream was very, very big. He had a dream that they had stores of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like arranging bundles of wheat, and then it was in the middle, and even his father and his mother, everybody bowed, something like that. Even if you say something like that in a Nigerian home, oh my, your mommy can slap you. Though she's going to be your best fan, she's going to be your cheerleader, but then what do you mean all of us will come and we're going to bow? Like, we know you are going to be great, we know you are going to be a good person, but we know you are going to be greater than us. In fact, it is our prayer as your parents that you are greater than us. But what do you mean we are going to come and bow down for you? What do you mean we are going to come and bow down for you? But that was not even the problem for his father, but his brothers, they saw that as a threat. Yeah, his brothers hated him for it, and they threw him in a pit, and later they sold him into slavery. And it's easy to think that maybe Joseph should have just kept his dream to himself, but no. As I said before, the dream was not the problem, the vision was not the problem, the timing and the process was. In fact, there was no problematic discourse. There's no problematic discourse in Joseph's own, because it was just God's timing and God's process all along. Yeah, if he had not said it, then definitely his brothers would not have hated him, definitely would not have landed in the pit, and definitely would not have been sold out into slavery. Now, I listened to something that Pastor Apostle Aaron talked about, that is everything that is happening to us is already predestined by God. Is God aware that even the evil stuffs are going to happen and everything? No, not everything, but God is aware that certain things are going to happen to us. There are evil things, there are bad forces and all that will come and cause certain things to just happen to us. And as believers, some of them you might not be able to take authority at the time you are supposed to, but God is aware that these things are going to happen. But then God has said is that I know the plans I have for you, they are of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. What God is sure of 100% and that cannot change is the end. But you see the process, one way or another, an external force can come. And note, God is all powerful. God is all powerful. That's it. But then his brothers, there might be something that influenced their anger, something that triggered them, maybe the way he said it, when he said it. Maybe if he had said it, they were eating pounded yam and egusi, maybe they would not have vexed. But maybe he said it, they were eating eba. That's why they were angry. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, but the expected end is what is sure. So it was just the timing and the process that was a bit wavy. So God did not destine us for hardship. God destined us for greatness. But everything that you do, everything that happens in between, it's not like God is not aware. It's not like God does not know. It's not like God does not see. God is omnipotent. God is all-seeing. He sees everything. He knows everything, definitely. So the process you are going through, He's aware of it. But He has promised you that He is giving you an end that is expected. He knows the end. That's what we should hold on to. So yeah, the dream was not the problem. The vision was not the problem. He was 100% sure that it was going to come to pass. But the timing and the process, it was it was very, very rough for him. But the pit and everything did not cancel the dream for him. It in fact prepared him for it. Yes. I've also mentioned that the process can be rough, but the expected end that God is aware of and God has promised us is what our focus should be on. So he went from the pit, he was sold into slavery, went to Potiphar's house, then he went to prison. When he was in Potiphar's house, you'd be like, God has answered my prayers. But then he did not know that he was still going to go to prison. And then finally he went to the palace. And Joseph's life was a story of divine timing. He was in moments where, it was always in times where something particular will happen and he will be taken to the next season. He would work in that season, and the timing is just right for him. So his own was timing and process. The process was very rigorous for Joseph. Honestly, it was very, very rigorous, and he was transitioning like so fast. Joseph is one of those people that transitioned so quickly in the Bible. He would be here this moment, the next moment he has done something else, he's somewhere else, he has to quickly adapt in the prison. Another moment he has left, he's already in the palace. He was moving. The transition was so fast for Joseph. Yeah. But then God never left him. Genesis 39:2 says, the Lord was with Joseph. He was a prosperous man. Even in prison, God's favor never left him. Remember, an expected end. God knows the end from the beginning, and He knows the beginning from the end. Does that even make sense? But yes, God knows the end from the beginning. So yeah, there can be other stuff that might influence the process. Things might happen, principalities and power. God has given us the authority against those things, but at the same time, sometimes it happens that the devil just toys with us, which should not be. As believers, we should take authority in Christ Jesus. So, but if this thing happens, God has promised us the end, the expected end, and His favor will always be with us. God will always be with us. He's never going to leave us, no matter what it is, no matter the season, no matter the process, no no matter how hard the transitioning is, God is not going to leave us. Yes, so it might be stormy and you might feel like, oh, everything is going upside down. If the storm does not stop, definitely God will be there to shield you in that storm. That's what you should know. Yeah, and there is something to remember. God's favor does not also mean His. Because God's favor is following you, it does not mean you are going to have His. Sometimes favor is what sustains you through the pain. Favor might be given to you to sustain you through the pain. So if you see someone and like, oh my God, this person is so favored, anything the person wants to do, the person just gets it. You know, these people that will share their testimonies that I did not even do anything, they just gave me the job, they gave me the car, they gave me the house. The favor that they are receiving, it might be to sustain them through a certain pain, and you don't see that, they don't share that, they don't tell you that. Someone who would have seen Joseph when he was in Potiphar's house, you know that God favored him and then he was placed in Potiphar's house. That favor was just to sustain him enough till he would meet Potiphar's wife and then he would be thrown into prison. Somebody would have seen him, would have said, oh, Joseph's life is 100% okay. But you know that favor that he got is to sustain him to even go through another level of pain and transitioning. So are you ready to get that? Do you want to have that? Be careful what you wish for. Yeah. So Joseph's story, it teaches us that purpose will always be tested. Your purpose, your vision, your dreams, your goals, you always have tests and different processes. You can be called and you still feel forgotten. You still feel like God is not listening, God is not watching you. You know, there is this painful prayer or painful, I don't know what to call it, it's not a prayer, question that people ask, why me? If you've seen someone say something like that, it's because they've gone through series of betrayals, series of knockdowns, and they just have to just scream it out, God, why me? At that moment they will feel like they should just renounce their faith and just say, oh God, I'm not doing it again. If Joseph had done that, see everything Joseph had gone through, honestly, from the pit, selling him into slavery, he tasted enjoyment a bit and went back to prison. No. Joseph persevered. Honestly, he did persevere, because no normal person will go through that stress and will not decide to just try something else. But then he did persevere. He felt there were definitely going to be times that he would feel forgotten, but the hope that he had and the confidence that he lived with was that dream that he had. That was the expected end that God had shown him. That was the vision that he already has in mind. That was what he was carrying through, and he just stuck to it like, you know what, this thing is definitely going to pass. Yes, you can be favored and you will still face betrayal. And we've said it that sometimes the favor is what's sustaining you through the pain. The favor is what's going to take you to the next level of pain. Yeah. So because we've been called as believers, it does not mean you are going to have it 100% easy. You're going to face challenges, you're going to face betrayal, you're going to get the painful part. But one thing is the hand that God has promised you, the vision that God has given you. Carry it through and work with it. Yes. And for Joseph, every single point in time for him, the hatred, when he was thrown to the pit, sold to slavery, then taken to prison, it was like a classroom for his destiny. Each time he was learning, getting closer to God and moving closer to his destiny. Don't let the tough times draw you from God. Instead, let it take you closer to God, because it's a sign that you're even getting closer to your destiny. Now for Joseph, when he started that he was away from his parents, from his brothers, and he was sold, there was still a very long way for him to go, right? But then he was one step closer to his destiny. So when you're having those hard times, those are the moments where you should actually stick to God, because those moments are very, very sensitive. Those moments are the moments that you need instructions to work with. Those moments are the moments that you need to stay with God, and God will, the Holy Spirit will keep encouraging you, the Holy Spirit will keep giving you strength to be able to carry through, because you're just a few steps away from your destiny. And well, you know, we said from the pit, so it was just a step to his destiny. So no matter how long No matter how short the period might be, you are just a step closer to your destiny. Maybe a few steps. But yeah, you understand. And yeah, by the time Pharaoh called for him in Genesis 41, Joseph had matured. He was no longer the boastful dreamer, if it was something like that, but was already a wise leader that understood the process. Now, he was not so boastful about it when he said it to his brothers then, but now he understood wisdom and process. He understood how to better approach things. He understood how to listen to God, how to allow God minister to him, how to relay information. See, Joseph did not just have the opportunity to stand in front of the king and talk just because of any reason, but because he has understood the strategy of speaking with kings. He already knew how to do that. He already worked with Potiphar for a period of time. If he had not worked with Potiphar and understood how to speak with a leader who is, so much higher than him, how do you think he was able to stand and speak with the king? No, it's not possible. He's not going to jump faces. He had to be in Potiphar's house to be able to stand before the king. Yes, he had to do that. So yeah, Joseph's own was to be able to stand before Pharaoh. He definitely had to have had the painful training he had when he was at Potiphar's house. Yes, and he said in Genesis 50:20, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. That kind of perspective pain produces, one that sees God even in betrayal. So even when it feels like everything is crashing down, you see God in the picture of it all, and you just understand that, this God loves me so much. This God has an expected and he has a good and positive expected end for me, and that is what I'm holding on to. Yeah. Okay, so what are the takeaway lessons from this? We said we are going to be highlighting lessons from each one. We've talked about how the process built Joseph and he became a wise leader through the entire process of it all. Each process taught him something. Each process was moving him through. From Potiphar's house, he went to Pharaoh's house. Definitely, there are some lessons he would have learned in Potiphar's house, how to handle and work with a leader. He would use those lessons in Pharaoh's house. He was not just going to be walking in empty-handed. There are things that he had seen, he had learned, structures he had understood in the prison that was going to be able to work with even when he was in Pharaoh's house. So yeah, every single part of it just came together. The timing and the process for him was so complex. So what can we learn from Joseph? Number one, purpose needs process. Yes, P and P. For your purpose, you have to work with the process. The dream is the seed, but then the pit, the prison, everything, the palace, they are all part of the growth process. They are all part of the journey. They are not the destination. But the purpose itself is not one fixed destination. It is through the process of Joseph going through all those tough phases. Trust me, he was already fulfilling purpose one way or the other. He was already impacting lives. He was already getting people into the kingdom of Christ. People that would have heard his story that, he did not sleep with Potiphar's wife, they would be like, why exactly did he not sleep with Potiphar's wife? He could have just retained his duty and his position there and everything. That was because there was something different about him. They will be curious, and that might just minister to them that they should also be good people, So even all through the journey, he was doing something at each part of it. It was not just moving through the process. It was already fulfilling purpose as he was moving along. So the purpose does not start from the moment where he started interpreting dreams for Pharaoh. The purpose had started long when he was moving from one transitioning moment to another transitioning moment. Yeah. Then 2, pain is not the proof of failure. Joseph did not at any point in time fail. Let's be sincere. In fact, it was like he was succeeding. He did not fall into the trap of the temptation. That is a huge success. But the pain that he got from it, was probably going to see it as a failure. But it was not. It was a success. Sometimes it's just the evidence that your purpose is truly alive and they are working in alignment with God. And 3, hold on to the vision, but then don't work with your timeline. With God, everything is possible. Yes. So don't work with your timeline. God is writing the story. God is working on it for you. God is bringing it to pass for you. Surrender all your deadlines and all your timelines to God. But just hold on to that vision, that expected end, that good end that He knows. Just hold on to it for you. Just hold on to it, because God is definitely going to bring it to pass. And yeah, the last one, forgiveness. Yes, this is the last part. That's the last part of Joseph's story that we would examine, because even after everything, you might notice that even as individuals, there are certain people that would not believe in what you are doing at the beginning. And okay, now imagine something like this, that you want to start a $1 million business and then you just tell a friend, and the friend is like, you that you don't even know how to sell just maybe an ordinary biscuit to someone. You want to start you want to build $1 million business. Now let's say after 20 years you're able to build that business. When you see that friend, are you going to have the urge of saying, I told you? Or you're just going to forget and just move along? You understand? Joseph is embodying that forgiveness. Joseph's story did not end with regret, with revenge, but instead ended with restoration. He even helped his family to be able to restore all their losses. Joseph forgave them. Joseph forgave them. And that's the wisdom that I had even gotten from the process. God is going to make you go through some pain points, because He knows you. He knows you more than you know yourself. And He knows that once you get to that particular expected end, you might want to do some certain kind. So there are some lessons that you would have to learn now. And Joseph, he had learned forgiveness. As I was able to still, move along with his brothers and his father, he had learned forgiveness. So yeah, if you are listening to this and the season for you feels tight, it feels troubling, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't give up. The same God who was with Joseph is still with you. And the dream that Joseph survived, the dream that survived the pit, that was Joseph's own. If your faith is ever withering, please go back and read more about Joseph, because Joseph is that guy. Joseph is that guy. So yeah, hold on to your vision, hold on to your dream, hold on to it, don't let go of it, and God is going to be with you. God is definitely with you. God has the perfect end for you. God's story is happily ever after. God's story is happily ever after, always written happily ever after. So yeah, hold on to Him and don't let go. Thank you for listening, and once again, this is the Colors and Lights podcast, and my name is Eboloa Olufayo. By the way, how was this week for you? Because for me, this week, though it's just Thursday, this week has been very, very hectic. Yes, we resumed back to school, we started classes, we even had a test. Oh my God, guys, it was so hectic. But then I'm so grateful for the entire process, that now I'm in 400 level, and 500 levels around the corner, sort of, and I'm going to graduate. Let's not even talk about what I'm going to do after school. Let me just finish 400 and finish 500 first, so we can start talking about that. But really, how has your week been? How are you doing? How is your work with God? Hope you're still having your morning devotions. Hope you're still praying, studying the Bible, going to church. Please don't neglect all these things. All these things are what empowers you. All these things are what build up your spiritual life. And don't just push religion apart and say, oh, I'm just a spiritual person. No. Set a timeline. Set a time for yourself to have your devotion. Tell yourself that I want to go to church on Sunday. I want to go to church on Wednesday. I want to wake up by 6 a.m. and have my devotion. I want to wake up at this time and pray for an hour. Don't let them deceive you that you would not need religion, that you just have to be spiritual and speak in tongues. As well, imbibe the culture, imbibe the structures that will help you to stay consistent with your spiritual life. This religion is what keeps you consistent to be able to improve on that spirituality that you're even talking about. So please do not be deceived and don't let go of God. It's not going to let go of you. Never. We don't do that here. He's always holding on to us. Yeah. And yes, we've come to the end of this episode, and this is episode 22 on the Colors and Lights podcast, and this is the second episode on the 7 Pillars series, Old Testament edition, and this is Joseph. We talked about Joseph here. We're going to continue the 7 pillars with another timeless story. We're going to pick lessons from our pillar. This is the second pillar. We are forming 7 pillars. So we're going to pick another lesson from our next pillar next week. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Colors and Lights Podcast. We drop weekly updates and we drop our new month flyers, our community flyers. Just make sure you follow us for the updates. Yeah, we're still going to have amazing stuff coming up on Instagram, but for now, don't worry, just keep the updates. Yeah, thank you. And join our community as well on WhatsApp. We're going to have reflections, updates, and then we're going to just have conversations around what the podcast talked about each week and what we are doing. We've not had our family meeting of recent, but we're going to have one family meeting next week. The information will be passed across on the group, so please make sure you join our community. The link is attached to the description. Make sure you join. Yeah, so if you have questions, if you have feedbacks, please make sure you drop a comment for us, and don't forget to follow the podcast, rate the podcast as well, please, so more people can see this podcast and listen to this amazing voice of mine. Please don't forget to follow and rate the podcast. Thank you so much. So till next week Wednesday, make sure you keep shining, keep going, keep building, keep being you, keep holding on to God. Okay, I don't know how to say it again. Thank you so much, and have an amazing week and weekend to come. And yeah, November is on the way. Have an amazing November, have an awesome December, and I'm wishing you an incredible 2026. Yes, thank you so much for having me. Once again, my name is Ebulu. I am logging out. Thank you. Bye.